All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. Another week over. Another week is over, but if there were people from the Wednesday streams, welcome back. Just 2 days. A lot happened in 2 days again. Hey, Dia, yeah, if it correct, if I'm saying it correctly, I'm a bit red in the face because it is blazing hot in here. I still have not I have installed AC in my attic, but feeling how it is right now, I need to get that sorted. But yeah, anyway, like I said, a lot happened in the last 2 days, really. All right. So a lot happened in the last 2 days, I suppose. USA Ukraine trade or mineral deal got closed. Bitcoin reacted strongly to that, which was good. But it's being claimed as a win, but I don't really think it's that big of a win. At least not for America. I think it's a win for Ukraine, but obviously Trump is using this as a massive publicity boost, which he needed right now. But it also puts him on the hook for continuing to supply Ukraine. I'm not against supplying Ukraine, but Trump was, or claimed to be, and the trading deal is worthless if he's not on the hook for everything they need starting from now on. And I'll use a few articles in a little bit which corroborate the story as well. So I still think the fundamentals of America, they're not better, they're worse considerably at this point, because he still alienated everyone from him other than Russia and maybe Ukraine. But yeah, let's get my screen shared. And my camera is frozen for some reason. There we go. All right, so let's start at CoinMarketCap, the basis of where I start always. So yeah, the market's a lot less fearful, at least in the short term, which was to be expected because he got the deal he wanted. So yeah, market sentiment being positive for at least for now was expected. This is also like in the Wednesday stream, I told everyone I took some profits out of Bitcoin, but this is also why I did not take out everything. This is why I left in like 60%. I took out 30% on a bigger account. I took out like 10%. On a smaller account on which I trade more actively, I took out 30%. I still have that cash waiting on the sidelines, but yeah, we went up another 2-3%. So yeah, I was still exposed to the upside, but I did secure some profits. That's how I view it. So yeah, the market's back above 3 trillion. $3 trillion right now. So we've been, for the last few months, we were below like 2.5, below 3. It's still, it's an increase, but it's not that big. Like on the 7-day, 2% on Bitcoin. I mean, we've seen more volatile times. So honestly, I was expecting a much bigger pump, considering he got the big deal, the big euphoria moment. So if anything, I think the market underreacted. I think it's also a logical conclusion when you look at gold calming down a little after the big run up gold had. The dollar to euro ratio is also still relatively stable. I expected a bigger reaction from that as well, which also did not really happen. So like I said, I think the fundamentals are still not favoring America more right now. So as I said, I think, well, this kind of corroborates it. Russia mucks mineral resources deal, claims Ukraine will disappear, and like if America stops helping, or well, I think the EU will try to cover it, but let's say the EU doesn't have enough resources. Let's say America stops this, their trade deal is worthless if Russia wins or gets more territory, because currently they hold territories which are included in the mineral deal. So Russia holds those territories, and they're not going to let American investment funds mine there. Like, it's not happening. And so they're kind of right on this statement. They're saying the entire country will disappear. I don't think that will happen, but Ukraine's pretty big, but if they take more of the territories towards the southern area is the most amongst the most mineral rich areas, also where the natural gas pipelines are. So if they take those areas and hold them, the deal is worthless for America. They will have no way to repay their supposed debt. And the other part is Trump keeps claiming this 500 billion deficit. In all honesty, it's half of that, because the other half came from the EU. But let's say it is 500 billion. The mineral deal that they closed only covers around. I read an article, so I forgot the link to it, so don't quote me on exact numbers. But I think one of their financial analysts said like it's completely based on lies, because the minerals the deal have been made for are only worth like 50 to 60 billion, not 500, not even half of that, not even a quarter of that. So yeah, like I said, it's being claimed as this massive win, which it isn't. Also, before they're able to extract those minerals, they'll have to develop new mines. They'll have to build from the ground up machines, knowledge, miners, people, staff, teach them how to mine. Like skilled workers are rare across the planet right now. So I think the analyst or the documentary I watched, I also watched a little TV fragment on it. There were people much smarter than me were saying it will take like 10 years before they're able to start to extract all those resources. So yeah, they do have a few mines already, but nowhere near to extract all of the materials. So yeah, I mean, 10 years, and in those 10 years, you'll still have to keep supporting them. Like if you draw back all your support, like after, let's say this concludes, or an armistice is in place. If you cease your support during that time, you'll still need the protection of the US or maybe the EU, but in this case, we're banking on the US. So the US basically pledged their support for the next 10 years at least. But that's not the narrative they're giving it, but that is how I view it logically. Yeah, it's not like, oh, you have 50 billion in the ground or 500 billion in the ground. I'm sending ships, I'll come collect it tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. So, but in my point of view, Zelensky got exactly what he wanted, which is support from America. Because America will have to provide that support. There's no other way around it. So yeah, the deal maker in chief is what Caroline Levitt called him. Yeah, he did make a deal. That part is true, but I don't think it's. Yeah, like I'm not sure if I should say, but like shiny, polishing a turd is what I'm thinking of. I might be wrong, but it's how I view it. I personally, I don't see any other way around that. So, and I think the market agrees. I think the market agrees because otherwise you'd see a massive increase in worth of the dollar. Like at least more of a correction, I'd say. Like we'd see this push back down, but we're not seeing it. Gold calming down a little bit to move over to Bitcoin, I think is expected, especially after the run gold has had at least on the daily charts. It's also like it's a normal cool down for gold. At least gold is very volatile, like a 7.5%. Yeah, I mean it's okay. It's a big push down, but I mean, look at the chart of gold. Gold, there's a reason why everyone likes gold. I think my SUI chart's outdated. Very, it's actually not that bad. Sui is still the gift that keeps on giving, at least for me. And on a more positive note, I suppose, for America, because I'm trying, well, I might be a little bit biased, but I'm trying to stay unbiased. I'm trying to base my opinion on facts I read or stuff in my point of view. But China exempts tariffs, so this is good. This is good news. Effectively, I don't know how much effect it'll have, but I mean, obviously 40 billion it's a lot, but it's not in the grand scheme of things, it's not that significant. But I mean, I think it's a good step. I think it's like a holdover measure. They're try to dampen the effects and ride it out. And as long as they're not actually negotiating, I mean, we're not really. I think the fundamentals are still bad. I think prices will still start to skyrocket in America. And this is also why I think the dollar is doing very bad. And this is something I've been talking about for a while, even before all this trade deal and tariff mess. They're the BRICS countries are trying to start doing deals on a global scale without the US dollar. So basically all trading pairs, gold, Bitcoin, stocks, everything is countered against the dollar. So you have BTC/USD, AUX/USD, Euro/USD. Everything is basically valued as against the dollar, as the dollar being the main valuation financial instrument around globally. And they're trying to circumvent that because it makes America very powerful, because everyone wants dollars. Everyone has to buy dollars in order to trade with dollars. So logically, you need more of that asset. But if you start using different assets, let's say Bitcoin, so you're pairing Bitcoin with gold, we're pairing, Bitcoin with oil or Bitcoin with etc., then you want more Bitcoin instead of the dollar. So this devalues the dollar even more. So I like this article because China and Brazil is one of the BRICS countries, of course, are trying to devise a plan for this. Argentina is working on this. India and Russia. Obviously this will not happen overnight, but I mean, the signs are there. I think this is a big sign of the detrimental state of the dollar, and that's even without the current situation that is the American financial markets or the investment climate in America in general. So but these are all big countries. It's not just third world countries. Iran, but Russia, if everyone will start to trade or circumvent the dollar, and it's also able to circumvent, not tariffs, but sanctions with this. So this could massively shift volume in the financial worlds. And the crypto market is $3 trillion right now. The financial markets are substantially bigger. I think the global financial market, the Forex market, I think it's around 400 trillion. So roughly 100 times bigger than the Bitcoin market, than just the Bitcoin market. And in between that is the stock market, which is, I think, around 200 or something of that size. So it's if all of those start shifting towards a different coin, different currency than the dollar, then I think we will see massive shifts in climate and massive shifts in investment opportunities. I think it'll be very wild times, but very exciting times as well. And think this will all draw back to Bitcoin. I personally think Bitcoin will start becoming more and more of a hedge. And that's also why I think the dollar is going down and Bitcoin is going up. I mean, naturally you would, because if the dollar goes down, the Bitcoin automatically increases in value. But I mean, we broke this 100K and we're still relatively stable here. And it's not like, yeah, I'm expecting us to bounce back down, but it's not like I'm expecting us all the way back this area, like the 50K mark. I don't think that'll happen anytime soon. I'm hopeful it is, because I want to buy more Bitcoin around that area. But yeah, I think we're starting to build the way up to these ranges. And that's also, and if you think that's impossible, if you think Bitcoin is big, so big, it's never going to double again in price, fundamentally, it's possible. Like, the market cap is 2 trillion. If Bitcoin becomes let's say an equal instrument to the euro, to the British pound, to the dollar, etc., a legitimate currency, and the currency market being worth 400 trillion. Now, I have no clue what the exact percentage dividend against the bigger coins or biggest currency is, but this doubling would be tiny compared to that still. It would, a 10%, let's say the currency market shift 10% into Bitcoin, it would instantly triple the current Bitcoin value. Bitcoin would instantly be 300K or close to 300K. So I think that's very interesting. If Bitcoin actually becomes an instrument for the BRICS countries and other countries to start trading with each other more easily, more fundamentally cheaper and unbiased, like they would start to exclude the US more and more, and also get around tariffs. And I had another. Oh, and if you missed the Wednesday stream, I had this article in the Wednesday stream as well. And this is basically what I've been talking about. This is what this guy is also talking about. Like, US Treasury likely to borrow more, $391 billion higher versus estimates, a total $514 billion for Q2. There is no way tariff will solve the debt crisis. Elon's effort couldn't make a dent. So yeah, you can see that when Trump started this issue, yeah, it slowed down a little bit. It's going higher, faster. And I found this cool counter, like live United States debt tracker. I mean, look at how fast it's going up. I mean, this is insane. This isn't an amount of money not one of us will ever see in our lifetimes. And it's like, imagine this in your bank account every second, going up, up, up. I think it's insane, these amounts of money. And that is also why, like, student loans are becoming unpayable, because the interest on it is starting to snowball so fast that people are you'll never be able to earn that money back. Like I said, it's really, really hot in here. If you guys have any questions or comments, like if you completely disagree with what I think, please type your questions or your comments. If you have a completely different view, I'd love to hear it. I mean, I'm always open for debate. I'm always open for discussions or questions, or I don't know, whichever you want to hear. So I had another article. So, as I said, like, China, officially they're not negotiating. Maybe they're talking, maybe they're not talking. I think this is a good thing regardless. If they'll ever be able to legitimately slow this down, I haven't a clue. Like, if I thought they could, they would have done so already. But this is also what I think with Mexico. Between Mexico and America, I think these drug cartels globally are so powerful. Like, this is not something solvable. Not with the effort currently. But yeah, maybe they'll revive trade talks. So yeah, any conflict which involve nukes, I agree. It's bad. It's bad, but it's also, well, it's not inevitable, but like the only reason they would use it if they have nothing left to lose is what in my mind. Like otherwise, if you use it, the second you use it is the second you die as well, because you'll be bombed to kingdom come by all the other countries. It's mutually assured destruction on such a global scale that, like, the nukes nowadays are so powerful that I mean, it's horrible that they were invented at all. And I think it's a matter of time, really, before one of them goes off, or partially goes off, or something goes wrong. I think it's a very scary thing. And honestly, I try not to dwell on it. But yeah, any conflict is not good. But on the other hand, we all expected Russia to do it by now. I mean, I kind of did. Maybe like a smaller one, like a suitcase nuke or something. But the thing is, the second you do it, like, even if you survive, even if somehow you use a tiny one or whatever, the country you're trying to rule will be gone. The things you're trying to steal will be gone. There's no added value to using it. Like the radiation alone, it could blow right back into your own country. Like, what is the benefit? There is no benefit to using nukes other than being religious zealots who don't care about that, who believe that if they sacrifice themselves, there'll be heaven with pearly gates waiting for them. But I think the time has also proven that there's people who are willing to do things like that, and I think that's what's scary. I think that's what we need to worry about. But we also need to worry, I think, like, I don't know, I kind of believe in either of those governments having enough rational people in them to prevent stuff like that. And I think that's, like, we have to rely a little bit on the common sense of people. I won't say decency, because starting a war isn't decent. Fighting wars isn't decent. Fighting wars is not good at all. But yeah, if like without the nukes, if more wars start to escalate, obviously it will have effects on markets. It'll have effects on production of goods. It'll have new effects globally. And let's say Ukraine and Russia, like, I won't say they work it out, but an armistice is placed. Eventually peace returns. There will be a giant border walls, etc. And situations will be tense, of course, for years. But let's say that happens. I think markets will boom, and then we'll see another conflict. And I think if you've played or heard about Fallout, like war never changes. I think that's true. I think humanity never learns. Like, humanity, we're a few thousand years old. Throughout those years, there's always been conflict. And the sad part is, like, the better our technology becomes, the more efficient we become at killing each other. And I think that's a development that's going in the wrong direction. But that money and power, it corrupts people, it corrupts countries, it corrupts everyone. I mean, like, even like with dictatorships, like Russia is still stuck in the Cold War mentality of all. Yeah, I mean, the sad part is that we can't influence this. Like, there's no, with enough propaganda, everyone starts to become a warmonger. Like, there are very few people actually advocating peace and harmony, I suppose, because it's not profitable. I think any country, like, look at America. School shootings happen. There's been plenty of school shootings in America. Horrible. The fact that it's not even just one annually. It's more. It's multiple. But the second they talk about restricting gun laws or making tougher gun laws, whatever, the whole country rises up. Whole country, or at least a lot of them. And what's worse is a lot of politicians who are being paid by instances like the NRA. And that's the sad part. Again, we go back to the money. The money is coming from gun lobbies, and they want to sell more guns. So they'll never stop lobbying for more guns. The solution is always more guns. The solution is never less guns. And I think the comedian, there's a comedian called Jim Jeffries, who I think he did a bit on this brilliantly, where he impersonated a random American who said, "No, I need this gun for my protection." And then his quote was literally, "Really, I've never heard of these defense rifles you speak of. I've heard of assault rifles, but never defense rifles." So I think that's it in a nutshell. I think it's the global problem. Money. Everyone wants more money, more power, and it's a vicious circle. And I think that's not good, because I think there's plenty of ways to make enough money, plenty to support you, your family, well, I won't say legitimate, because legitimacy, but I think there's plenty of ways to make money in the world without doing detrimental damage to the world. I mean, if we didn't have guns, we wouldn't be able to shoot each other. That's how simple it is. You can kill less people with a rock than you can with an assault rifle. But that's also the same with nukes. You can kill less people with nukes as you can with, with a crossbow. But yeah, we're not going to solve that. I'm not going to be able to solve that. Like I said, I'm just rambling my own opinions here. But yeah, the fact that it'll always have effects on the markets. But markets are like, it's all financial markets. It's like an ocean. Like the second a new part of the ocean comes up or a new river starts to form, money will start to flow there. We're all looking for the next new big thing. So that's also why Bitcoin is doing so well, and why a lot of people lose money on Bitcoin, because they start to buy Bitcoin as soon as it comes back in the news, like Bitcoin reaches new all-time high. At that time, you'll see a lot of people thinking, "Oh crap, I got to get in on this." It's usually too late by then, because then Bitcoin crashes back down, and then I end up in my age-old philosophy of DCAing, buying more on the dips. It's also why buy the dip is one of the best quotes. So I'm a little stressed for time, and I've been rambling for half an hour. If there's any questions, any last comments, feel free to shout them out. Oh, and it is so hot in here. I am sweating so bad. As I said, I really need to get AC in here. So I didn't really do a lot of technical analysis today. This was from my stream Wednesday, actually. And the SUI chart. Yeah, we can look at that. Bitcoin, I'm expecting a little bit more sideways movements. Yeah, we broke this resistance a little bit, but you can see it's very choppy. So, I mean, like I said, I think this is trade deal euphoria, even though I don't think we should be that euphoric. So SUI. I mean, like I said, I like SUI. Wait, what is the market cap currently of SUI? 11 billion. I mean, that's not bad. Like, realistically, if you look at SUI and you look at Solana, I mean, that would be a 7x. And I think it's doable. I think SUI can reach these heights easily. So I like SUI because it's well, it's a vested crypto. Like it's weathered the storm largely. It's risen a lot and it's gone back down, but it seems to have formed a bit of a stable platform. So I think it's good. I think it's a good network. It's a good product to use. There's obviously a lot of users of it. And I think it's relatively new and it's the new hot thing. So, and which also is good, it's very cheap to buy. People, like, especially new people to crypto, they think like, oh, Bitcoin's 100K a coin. I'm never going to be able to buy a whole Bitcoin. But this crypto, I could buy like 100 Sui. I can own 100 coins of it. They'll think this can go to 10K or 1K as well, or $100. And because people don't really know about market caps. But if this market cap goes to that would 7x this price. It's mathematics. So a 7x on Sui from here, I think, would be amazing. Now, it can take years to do this. It could do it in a month. It could do it in a day. Well, a day is very short, but I mean, we've seen big price hikes like this in the past, but it's just currently altcoins aren't popular. And that's what I said in the Discord as well. Like, all volume seems to be focused massively on Bitcoin itself. Like, we've seen very little very good news for altcoins. Like, altcoins are not interesting right now at all. And if you use the alt season indicator, you'll see it's fully focused on Bitcoin right now, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think alts will have their time, but I think it's buying season for alts. And maybe wait till it corrects a little bit, or you start your DCA position here. But I think that's the reality for now. And as you said, like, people aren't focused on altcoins. They're focused on Bitcoin. They're focused on stocks, American stocks. They're focused on gold. They're focused on global situations. Like, there's no significant news for altcoins stealing attention away from it, you know? So that's just my take on it. I don't really do extensive technical analysis on altcoins, because usually they follow Bitcoin euphoria and Bitcoin fear. Couldn't think of the word. But yeah, usually they follow the market, and Bitcoin is the market basically for crypto, because it's the biggest coin, the biggest mover in the crypto space. And yeah, it'll start to shift a little bit, but yeah, the second we go down, I'll buy more Sui. Sui is one of my my long-term holds, one of my DCA positions. So yeah, I'll buy a little bit more, and I've taken a small amount of profit out, but not a lot, because I'm still growing my Sui position. So I'd like to be able to buy more rather than sell it. And I never sell everything. I always try to add on a little bit more or buy back cheaper. All right, so as I said, I am really stressed for time. I have to leave in like 5 minutes or 2 minutes actually. But yeah, I can do one more quick question if anyone has one. If not, I'm gonna close out the stream. Thank you all for watching again. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you maybe Wednesday or next Friday. And if you can do me a solid, subscribe to my channel if you like it, of course. And if you don't, also subscribe to my channel, because it helps me out. All right. No more questions? Yeah, you're welcome. Have a good one. Have a good one, everyone. See you all next week.